Hey friends! Today is more of a chatty video since I want to take the time to reflect on the last quarter and talk about what worked for me language-wise and what didn't work for me at all, and also discuss what I want to change so that everything will work out better this quarter. Let's start with the things that worked well. So first of all, I really liked doing my Gogo Nihon course, and this video is not sponsored or anything, but I have an affiliate link, so I will leave it down below. So if you're interested, check it out. And yeah, it's basically an N3 course. It has almost everything you need. So vocabulary, grammar, kanji lessons, a bit of listening and a bit of speaking. And I did enjoy it way more than my usual textbook studies because it also contained a few videos where everything was explained and it feels a bit more lively. I know there are free videos on YouTube, but those you have to find first, and there everything is prepared for me, so I don't have to do all the guessing work to find materials that fit what I'm currently learning. I also stuck to doing my kanji lessons in the Kanji Look and Learn workbook, so I wanted to do half a lesson each week, and I almost did it every week. I think one week I may have skipped, but other than that I stayed on track. And I also did my daily kanji reviews on my app, so the Learn Japanese Kanji app. This also worked pretty well because it's really easy to take with me. Like on my iPad, I don't have to take a book. I can just do it on the go. And it's always something I'm looking forward to. I also became able to listen to Japanese podcasts while I do something else. So like washing my dishes or going on a walk or something, because last year I was really easily distracted by like other things going on and I didn't catch up with what the host was saying. But now it works out a bit better. I mean, I still sometimes lose track of what's going on when I do something else, but not all the time. So it's improving, which is great, because ideally I would like to, for example, listen to Japanese podcasts when I do like household chores and stuff, but right now it's hardly possible. But of course, not everything worked out like I planned it at the start of the year, because I tried to set realistic goals, but they still weren't quite realistic, to be honest. And this is also partly because I changed jobs in between, so I didn't know what my day looked like now. So of course I wasn't able to foresee that. And I felt quite a bit stressed with my goals, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, I kind of felt trapped because I did like everything the same each week. So I had almost the exact same goals every week and it became so repetitive. So there wasn't really much space left to be creative with my language learning. So if I wanted to try out something else or another resource just to spice things up, it wasn't really possible because I wasn't even getting my original goals done. And when I set myself goals, I'm kind of like Pitbull and I bite onto them and I don't want to let them go until I achieve them. So I knew I definitely have to change something because I still want language learning to be fun. I mean, I do it as a hobby, so there's no need in stressing myself out. And I also realized I did definitely choose way too many resources. I almost knew it when I set my study plan, and it crossed my mind that it might be a little bit too much to have like, I don't know, 5 different books or something. But in my head, I was like, okay, I bought them in Thailand and I spent money on them, so I also want to use them, because then I felt like if I don't use them before I go to Japan in October and I'm visiting language school in Japan, of course my Japanese is getting better. And if I return with like better Japanese, then I maybe don't need the resources anymore because they are then below my new level and I wasted money on them. But to be honest, this probably won't happen because I'm only visiting language school for half a year. And I also probably have to work alongside going to language school, so I don't think I will have too much time to like study everything in depth. So I don't think I will make like huge progress. And even if I would pass the N3, I would still go back and like review everything after the test, like I did when I passed the N4. I think I spent like half a year almost on N4 after I finished the N4 exam because I still wanted to solidify everything. So yeah, I don't know why I was thinking that. So I realized that there's no need to use every single resource I own until I leave. And something that also didn't work as well were my weekly italki sessions, because I do really like my teacher and I like talking to her, but the time leading up to the sessions, I'm always really anxious, and I still feel really uncomfortable because I feel like my grammar is okay for speaking, but my vocabulary is still not there to talk about everything that is happening in my life. And I don't want to ask every second sentence, how do you say this in Japanese? So I kind of wrote a script for myself, and I first told myself it's only for reference to give me safety and stuff. But the more I progressed with the italki sessions, the more I looked at the scripts, and I basically almost read them out loud at the end. And this is obviously not the purpose of doing the italki sessions, because then I wouldn't have to pay a teacher. I could just do it by myself and read my written texts out loud. And also doing them weekly, I felt was not enough time to collect things that happened during my week. And sometimes we wouldn't really have something to talk about. I'm not the biggest fan of small talk, so yeah, it kind of stressed me out, to be honest. I also accumulated quite a lot of words I almost always get wrong when I do my Anki cards, and those are some adverbs that are really similar to other adverbs and stuff. I'm really annoyed by them because I have to review them almost every third or fourth day, and I just can't remember them. I know the general meaning, but not the to the point meaning. And sometimes I feel like I'm trying to optimize my used study time just too much, so it will lead to burnout eventually. I don't know, I see so many videos from people that reached N2 or N1 in 1 or 2 years, and I know it shouldn't bother me. And 3 years ago, when I started my Instagram account for Japanese studies and stuff, I was I will never compare myself to anyone else. I don't care how long someone needs to learn Japanese. I'm learning at my own pace and stuff. But I'm not gonna lie, after 3 years of being bombarded with videos and posts on those things, I do feel like I am kind of influenced by them, and I do want to achieve more quickly, but as I said in the beginning, it's a hobby and I don't need to be finished because there's no finished with Japanese in 5 years or something. I mean, I have the rest of my life to study Japanese. I'm only 26, so there's no need for rushing. And it's not I want to be a polyglot who speaks 10 different languages. I hope I will take my own advice in the next couple of months and just relax a bit more and have fun and just give it time. And all those problems kind of lead me to my study plan for the second quarter. And I also thought maybe doing a study plan for each quarter is more realistic, because then I can adjust it along the way and always see if I need something else or if I need to change the study plan drastically. So that brings us to the question, how will the new study plan actually look? In general, I want to follow a more free flow approach. So this means not doing certain tasks on a certain weekday, so grammar on Mondays, for example, but instead see how much energy I have left at the end of the day after work, and then see, okay, what fits this energy I still have. So if I'm low on energy, maybe I will do more sentence mining or do my kanji app or something that's really relaxing, maybe watch a show, read a book in Japanese. And if I have more energy, then it's time to do more intensive things, maybe learn a new grammar concept or transcribe a podcast. So something that requires more brain capacity. And together with this approach, I also want to use implementation intentions. So this means that I will say, if X happens, I will do Y. So if I walk to work, I will do my Anki cards. If I am tired, I will do sentence mining, so that I'm kind of prepared for when certain situations come up, what I want to do or what I will be able to do. And that way I feel like I can build habits way more gently without a lot of pressure. And to prevent myself from getting overwhelmed again, I decided to only choose one main resource and one kind of side resource. My main resource will be the Gogo Nihon course, since it covers almost everything, like every skill I need to know. The second resource will be my Kanji Look and Learn workbook. So this will be my side quest, kind of. And my goal is still to finish it this quarter and hopefully also maybe finish reviewing it. I'm not quite sure how long it will actually take to review it. But yeah, I won't set too high goals this time. And this doesn't mean that I won't use my other resources here and there, but I will leave it open for myself to maybe choose one in 1 week, choose another one the other week, and see what else I feel like, so that I can kind of keep it like fresh every week and make it more exciting. I also want to make more time for sentence mining, since this is something I really enjoy and also something I can do if I don't really have a lot of energy left anymore. And I feel like those days are accumulating more recently. This also brings me to immersion, because I would also like to do more immersion. I did a bit here and there, and sometimes I watch an episode on Netflix from a Japanese drama with my boyfriend, but I would like to do a bit more now that I feel like I can understand a little bit more, and I also found some books that I can actually quite comfortably read, except from a few vocabulary words here and there. So my ideal goal would be to have a 50-50 split, so 50% learning from the Gogo Nihon course and textbooks and stuff, and 50% from like sentence mining and immersion. But I won't plan like which resource to use like in which week or something like that, because I want it to happen more naturally. But something that I will make sure is that my Kindle is always charged and always ready with a book I am able to read. I also made a second YouTube channel that I also want to use for immersion, and where I only follow Japanese people, so that I don't have to search for immersion material on the spot. But I know there is an account where I can go through a lot of different videos that are in my subscription feed. I hope by doing immersion more frequently, I will stumble across different words that come up quite a lot and learn them naturally without having to do Anki. Because something I forgot to talk about in the problem section was that I feel like I'm already at the max capacity for Anki reviews and cards I can add every day, but I still feel like I don't really make a lot of progress with my vocabulary, so I hope this way I can pick up a lot more here and there. Last quarter I also used the 88 sentence patterns book quite a lot. But to be honest, it didn't really help that much, because I didn't really learn a lot. I think this is the problem with almost every textbook. You just see it on the page, you review it, you look at the example sentences, but you don't really see it like in action. So I ideally want to use it more as a dictionary. So when I do immersion and I see sentence pattern I don't know or don't understand, that I will try to find it in the 88 sentence patterns book and try to learn it that way. And when it comes to the words I struggle with a lot when doing my Anki cards, I want to try to do more output, so more writing practice, and use those words and also the grammar points I learned with the Gogo Nihon course, and try to write little texts about maybe the immersion stuff I was watching, and then kind of trying to incorporate those new things or things I struggle with, so that I can increase my cognitive load a little bit more and hopefully remember them better. I also want to do more writing practice, because I want to dial down my speaking practice a little bit, because then I feel like I have a lot more time to accumulate topics to talk about. I don't want to abandon it completely, because I think I would really miss my ad hoc tutor. And I also want to use more affirmative language. So not saying I have to do my ad hoc lesson this week, but I get to do my ad hoc lesson this week, because it's something I chose for myself, not something someone forces me to do. So I hope this will make me feel a bit better about it. And to bring a bit more fun back into my study routine, I would also like to schedule a meeting with another study buddy, maybe once a month, or at least go to a coffee shop once a month to study. So I have a different location, something I can look forward to, and something I would like to try if I still have maybe time on the side, or if I feel like it, is to do an intensive reading approach, because I'm currently reading the book Saigo no Natsu Kimi ga Ita. I feel like it's quite a good book for doing that, because I understand the whole plot, but there are a few words I don't understand and a few grammar points that I feel like might be useful for conversation, but I don't know. Interacting with that on a deeper level might be really interesting. So those are my approximate study goals for this quarter. And as you can see, those are a little bit different than the ones I set at the start of the year, because those I set now are a lot more loose. I know there's a lot of advice out there that tells you have to have crystal clear goals and know what you need to do every single day. But I've been there, I've done that. It didn't really feel good. So I feel like there's a really fine balance you kind of have to find for yourself, and have some like rules or something you want to achieve, but don't tie yourself down too much so it doesn't feel like a prison. And I'm really excited to see how this approach will make me feel in the long run. The next video I will be posting is about all the lessons I learned from Ali Abdaal's book Feel Good Productivity, and some of those lessons I already incorporated into those goals I set right now. So if you want to learn more about it, don't forget to subscribe, and I will link the video up here once I published it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching till the end. Don't forget to share this video with a friend, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye bye!